Invasive species are species that were relocated and are capable of reproducing in a range outside their natural habitat. They often cause environmental, economic, and human havoc. According to the FWC, more than 500 non-native species of fish and other wildlife have been observed in Florida. Not all exotics have the potential to be invasive. The following qualities make an exotic a good invader: ability to tolerate various habitats, ability to grow and reproduce quickly, being an aggressive competitor, and having no natural enemies or factors to keep their populations in check. Some people who choose to have an exotic aquatic pet will release the pet in a natural body of water once it has become a burden. Also, ships can carry aquatic organisms in their ballast water or foreign mollusks on their hulls. Invasives can outcompete natives, which causes displacement, reduction in native habitat, and alteration of ecosystem processes. They can degrade areas that humans inhabit by preying on commercially valuable species, harming the environment or infrastructure, overrunning or becoming a nuisance, and they can be physically harmful or even deadly. The U.S. Geological Survey reports there have been 384 foreign marine species introduced to Florida waters, with 97 being introduced since the year 2000. The Exotic Pet Amnesty Program is an effort to reduce the number of non-native species being released into the wild by pet owners who can no longer care for their pets or no longer wish to keep them. Another goal of the program is to foster responsible pet ownership through outreach and education at Exotic Pet Amnesty Day events. By 2015, these events have taken in 2,530 non-native species. People tend to be familiar with the many species of vertebrate marine life that have invaded Florida's waters. They were primarily introduced through being released by irresponsible pet owners. But what about Florida's invertebrate invasive marine species? The Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission states the Asian green mussel is an invasive species, originally from the Indian and Pacific Oceans, but was introduced into the Gulf of Mexico in the 1990s, presumably as larvae trapped in cargo and tanker ballast water. Green mussels were first observed in Tampa Bay in 1999. They outcompeted local species for space and were not initially eaten by local predators, which allowed the mussels to rapidly increase in numbers and spread throughout the waters surrounding the Florida peninsula. They have been reported as far north as Charleston, South Carolina. Green mussel larvae settle on hard, submerged surfaces and can form large masses that can clog intake pipes and restrict water flow to power plants and hatcheries. These masses can also affect floating structures, sinking buoys, and increasing drag on boat hulls. Since they can grow so fast and have fewer predators, green mussels thrive in Florida waters and settle onto substrates that native mussels or oysters would normally use. With no space to attach, local populations of native species may collapse, and as a result, the local crab and fish populations may also decline if they rely on those mussels for food. Only certain crabs and fish will eat green mussels, and they mostly grow in waters that are either too polluted or prone to harmful algae blooms, so the majority are not fit for human consumption. Green mussels are native to tropical waters and cannot tolerate temperatures below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, so mass die-offs do occur, but climate change and rising sea surface temperatures have been hospitable for this invasive species. So what else can be done to control the population? Inspect any boat that has been unprotected without fresh bottom paint. Remove and dispose of mussels if you see them. Prior to transporting boats to other water bodies, drain the bilge at an appropriate disposal station. And most importantly, spread the word. Make others aware of the problem non-native species can cause.